Party people. Today I am going to be going over, I don't know where to put this. I'm going to be going over how I annotate my books. Um so yeah, and if you have never annotated a book before and are looking for some tips, or you do annotate your books and I don't know, this is for you. Okay. So first, let's see. I'm gonna put this right here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, so first I'm gonna start by comparing this. This is one of the first books. Noah's just peeking. She wants to be in the video. This is one of the first books I ever annotated. That was brutal. And this is one of the more recent books I've annotated. So this is my credentials. Okay. Um, yeah, so let's get started. Okay. First off, personally, I only I annotate and I like highlight all of my books. But I save the tabs for books that like I really like or books that are especially important to me. Like my 5-star reads, those are gonna get tabs because, it's work. It's worked. It takes some time and some patience. So yeah, so that's me. I wouldn't go into it annotating every book you read just because for me it kind of discourages me if I feel like I have pressure, like I've got to do this and I'm not even really into the book. Sometimes you just want to, and some of the books that I have really liked, I don't annotate because I just get so into it. I'm like, I don't want to take the time to stop and do tabs or whatever. I just want to read. So don't feel pressured. Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. First off, what you will need. Obviously, a book. Obviously a book. And then some highlighters and some highlighters, and I like always having a pen for like writing in the margins. Um you can use a highlighter also to write in the margins, but it's just a little thicker. It's tiny space. The margins are very tiny, so I just find it easier having a regular old schmegular pen to write in the margins. Yeah, and then your highlighters, just your basic colors. You don't need anything crazy. You can start out with like 2 colors, 3, whatever. Okay. And then if you want to get really swanky with it, you have your annotation tabs, which you can get these off Amazon. Um, yeah, you can get this off Amazon. Um, I'll link it below. I'll link it below, don't worry. um, and yeah, you can get these off Amazon for pretty cheap. Yeah. And I recommend like, let me see if it's one. I recommend like these type of tabs instead of like post-it note tabs that you can find in the store, just because that's what I used like my beginning ones. And I even, girl, when times were rough, I used like cut up regular post-it notes. Like, I don't know if you can see, but like look at that. It's just a regular post-it note I cut up. Like, times are rough. Um, but yeah, I recommend like something like this, because here, I'll show you what you're looking for. Okay, you're looking for, let's see, something see-through. Okay, so that, I don't know if you can see, but it's like kind of see-through, so that when you, here, maybe I can get a book to really whatever, so that when, let me scoot forward, so that when you put, let's say you want to put it right there, you can still read the text through the post-it, because there's nothing worse than going to reread a book and then after you've annotated and then you can't fucking read anything because your post-it notes cover all the freaking words. So yeah, that's my tip. Obviously I had to learn from this book because half of the text is just covered up because um yeah. Okay, next step is you're going to want to make yourself a key. Okay, by now I have like my key ingrained in my head. So I know what all of my colors mean. But for like the first couple books I was annotating, I really found it helpful to write out a key. I'll put it like right here or something. To write out a key and like have each color with their emotion or whatever. Yeah. And like I said, you don't have to start out with freaking five different things. You start with like two or one. And then as you're going through it, if you see something that you're like, oh, I want to highlight that, but you don't have a color for it, boom, add another one. Just like that. Um so yeah. Another thing when I first started that was kind of intimidating was it was like just like what do I highlight? What do I what am I supposed how do I do this? So like my key or whatever. So we have pink for happy or love. So ma'am, do you mind? Okay, thank you. So pink for happy or love. So I read a lot of like romance books. So whenever there was something going on that was especially like, oh my god, I would like highlight that in pink. Or like if there's some like spicy stuff going on that I was like, oh my god, highlight that in pink. And then we have blue for sad. So, you know, a certain thing that's like making me like actual ball my eyes out, it goes in blue. Yeah. And then purple for quotes. So purple I do for quotes, but also just things that I want to remember. Like something I read and I'm like, I feel like this is foreshadowing to something later. Boom, you're going to purple. And then green for surprised. So any moments that I'm like, what is going on? Holy fucking shit, holy fucking shit. Green, you're going in green. Um, Another one I don't have on here that I've started using is yellow. And it's for things that I'm like, you know what? I resonate with that. Like I just absolutely resonate. You're going in yellow. So there's literally no rhyme or reason to it. It's just whatever you want to do, whatever you feel like, you know. Um, you can annotate like one word every 5 pages, or you can annotate like fucking whole pages if you want. Like it's genuinely just whatever you want to do. And it's like practice makes perfect. After you start doing it a while, then it gets much easier and you just kind of get a flow going. Um, but yeah. And then writing. So this I remember I wrote excuse me. I wrote a lot in this book. So it's just like little thoughts that I have. I'll put some of them right here. But it's just like little thoughts that I had, and you know, like that I read something and I'm like, what the fuck or whatever, I'll just like write it or something like that. Um so yeah. And then also like especially cuz for some books I would go through and I would like read some and I would not put the tabs and then I'd go back later and flip through them and put tabs. You don't have to put tabs. Okay, anyways, I had to clear out storage real quick. So you're you not the fuck? Okay. Um yeah, that's how devoted I am. I had to clear a bunch of storage for you guys. Okay. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Um yeah, you don't have to tab every time you like okay, this page. You can see I've got a lot highlighted, but I don't have to tab it. Like I only um like especially going back through, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna tab moments that I feel like are really important and moments that like I wanna remember and like I feel like you need a tab. So yeah. Um yeah, and then I feel like that's it. But I love annotating, I love tabbing, especially my favorite part is one rereading and going back and seeing like what I thought, like especially with like long series. Like I'm currently starting my Throne of Glass reread And it's so funny rereading and seeing what I thought in the very first book, knowing what I know now, and it's just like, and I also, another part I love is I am the bit, some people do not like lending their books to others. I love it. I'm like, please take my books. Please let me be your personal library. And well, mainly with like my close friends and stuff. And so I love like when they're reading it, it's like I can be there with them reading the book, you know? Um, and I especially, my favorite thing is I love getting like random texts or pictures of my friends reading my books, and it's just like, oh my god, this is so funny that you highlighted this, or this is so funny that you put this in the margin. And it's just like I get to be there. It's like I get to be there with them while they're reading it, but like I'm not. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's all I got. I will link below Amazon links with all of the essentials you may need to start tabbing and annotating your books. But yeah, until next time, mwah, kisses. Bye.